Is this the start of a bear market that we're witnessing at the moment, or is the question that we've been posing all morning, is this just an orderly correction?
So I tend to think it's going to be much more like the February move where we slowly unwind it. This one is a little bit different in terms of what's going on in the bond market, in terms of it's been less about inflation expectations and more about maybe some upgrading of the real economy. But given what earnings have done, maybe that upgrade of the real economy isn't as big as some people had thought. So I think it's a debate that we have constantly had in almost every correction. It's a debate we constantly have with our clients about what stage of the sort of bull market are we in. I like to think about this more of in a 1990s analogy. So are we in a 1996-97 or are we in a 1999-2000? I'm more in the latter rather than are in the former rather than the latter, thinking we're in the earlier stages. But I think you want to be cautious with this. It's been a long one, and we don't have nearly the productivity story that we had in the 90s to make that true analogy. So yep. I'm a little bit more cautious, but I definitely don't think this is that we're going to find the end of this cycle at a 15 to 15.5 PE ratio for stocks. I think we probably have to go higher, especially with rates where they are.
Okay, David, so beginning of next month, you've got fresh money to put to work. Does the Angela Merkel news mean that that's just another reason for not putting that fresh money to work in Europe? It's just more political instability? Do I put it back to work in the United States with the midterms coming up? Or do I look at the emerging markets and think, actually, that's where the valuations look most compelling right now? Beginning of next month, where do I put that new money to work?
You know, I'm still going to go with the U.S. I'd love to be able to say EM, but I'm a little bit nervous about the dollar and just haven't seen the policy changes I like. Although, you know, Bolsonaro should give quite a boost to Brazil and probably already has. And there's some potentially interesting stories that will evolve there, but that'll take time, and he doesn't have that much power to do that much early. I think the Europe story, as much as one might want to get excited about fiscal austerity getting pulled back, we're going to have to wait till the May elections in Europe as well. And that's a long way to wait. We still have some pretty good stuff in the U.S. We've got deregulation. We've got lower taxes. We've got a lot of momentum. Productivity growth is starting to rise. Consumers are in great shape, in a great place. And the number one issue, we just do not have a lot of inflation in the United States. We have not had it. And I don't really think we are going to get it. It's taken a long time in this cycle to fight off all these inflation hawks or believers. But, I mean, we're 9 years into this thing. And what, today the core PCE comes out once again at 2%, and the headline PCE dropped back to 2%. We can't even hold a 2% headline PCE with the unemployment rate at 3.7%. These inflation guys just need to go away.